and silver dreams. Hope ran dry quicker than it seemed. Same old talk, same excuses. Another year of Raider blues. Vegas lights don't hide the scars. Fourth down prayers, broken hearts. We rode hard, we paid the price. Buried hope by week 9. Put it in the dirt, let the whistle blow. Another Raider year laid 6 feet low. We drank the Kool-Aid, paid our dues. Rock bottom blues and black and shoes. Yeah, we scream, yeah, we stay, yeah, we lose. Raider Nation never quits on you. Watch from banners high while Sundays teach us how to sigh. Laugh through pain, curse the screen. Love this team like a bad routine. Put it in the dirt, let the whistle blow. Another Raider year laid 6 feet low. We drank the cool.
What's up, Raider Nation? We're back. It's me, your host, JD Raiders First Downs. Usually with my co-host, he's not here. He's playing dead today. Actually, he called in sick. He's not feeling well, so he's not going to be joining us tonight. But I hope all gets well. Duncan, if you're out there paying attention, man, get your electrolytes in you and rest up, my friend. We're going to need you as we go farther, especially into the off season. We're going to kick it off a little bit. We got another guest tonight, special guest, one that is known in the content world. Most people know who he is, but we'll get to that as we kick on through. But first, brought to you by 401_Raider Jeff Productions, today's monologue. Let's get to it. Raider Nation, is Tuesday night. You are here. Show me your shield. This isn't just a podcast, folks. This just isn't football talk. This is culture. This is loyalty. This is silver and black heartbeat that does not quit, no matter the record, no matter the headlines, no matter the noise, because being a Raider fan isn't seasonal. It's generational. It's built. It's built on legacy of commitment, edge, and defiance. The standard that was set by Al Davis when he told the world, just win, baby. Not just compete, not almost win, maybe. But I will talk about what the word really means. Discipline, brotherhood, accountability, and how it's folded throughout the years. And would some people bring their personal beliefs to that and holding everybody accountable, holding people to the discipline facts of it, but yet still holding that brotherhood. We got a special guest tonight, 25 years serving in the United States Navy, 25 years of structure, sacrifice, and standing tall in moments most people would never understand. And I want to ask Raider Nation something right now. Does this current team reflect the same discipline, that same toughness, that same standard? Or have we drifted? Oh, yeah, we've drifted, all right, especially the last 20 years, don't you think? Nothing's been settled since the glory days of John Gruden 1.0. I about said 2.0, but we'll stick to the 1.0. We'll rise again to the top of the mountain and become that team that stands tall in the NFL. Remember, they still fear us. It's just a matter of time that fear will be daily. Remember, it's just a matter of time. You can wear orange and blue, baby powder blue and yellow, or mustard and ketchup. they ain't got what Silver and Black has. Raider Nation, show me your shield. So let's get to it. So tonight our guest is known to many, but not the way we're going to get to know him. Going to be a little bit more personal. I know he's sitting backstage right now. He's a little nervous. Don't know what JD's going to ask him. Don't worry, it's painless. You don't serve 25 years without having a little bit of toughness and that Silver and Black DNA. Leadership, brotherhood, Raider pride worldwide. Real quick, I'm going to get into the chat. We're going to do some recognizing of the chat. We're going to start off with Big Roz 42. Salute to you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Jack, better not repeating your whole name, but Jack, hey, man, you're one of our regulars. Love you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Fat Beard Dad, thank you for coming in. Salute to you. Let's see. I actually scrolled too far. I'm going to give a what's up, brother. Big Roz 42. Thanks for coming in. Sacktown Mike, my guy. Salute, my friend. Thanks for coming in. 401 Raider Jeff, we got the boss in the house doing a little snooping, making sure his employees are doing what they're supposed to be doing and holding down the fort. Thank you so much. Hey, you guys out there, hey, whoever's out there and they haven't shared the show with anybody, just don't be that hoe. You got to share the show. We want to grow this thing. I want to grow this thing. I'm sure you guys have recognized it. Obviously, me and the boss have paired up for a Saturday night special. A lot of fun, guys. If you can't catch us during the week, come in on Saturday nights, man. Dial up that number. We got phone in. We've got give us your take. It's all open and it's ready to rock and roll. But you know, I don't know if I should really talk about who my guest is. It's kind of hard in a roundabout way. Screw it. Pay attention.
Before the lights go loud, there's a man who once stood with thunder's roar, keeping wings alive. They called him Navman, not for fame, but for trust earned in midnight's wild. Now from flight deck to broadcast, he still serves the Raider Nation. Welcome, Navman!
I hope that did justice. Ladies and gentlemen, Nabman93 from the Raider Shield Family Shield, his podcast. I have his link in the description. If you don't have it, if you're on my side, you don't have it, click on that link, subscribe to his show, and don't be a hoe. Nabman, what's happening, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
What's up? What you're gathering, and for the audience out there as well. When me and Navman became friends, it's been about a year, a little over a year now. We've been friends.
Yeah, a little over a year, yeah.
And he told me what he did in the Navy. He was a aeronautical electrician, and he serviced the A6, A7 airplanes while he was in the Navy. It just so coincidentally, my father, who passed away in 2004, served aboard the United States carrier vessel USS Saratoga during the Vietnam War.
Yeah. He
He was an aeronautical structural mechanic that worked on the F-4 Phantoms as he served our Navy. He was aboard the USS Saratoga from October of 72 till he returned home in March of 73 after I was born, because I was born in January of 73. And some of the best memories that he had serving our country during that time, and especially being able to serve our country in a way to keep those airplanes up in the air and kicking ass, because there's no other warfighting machine than our naval airspace. They will knock the piss out of anybody. We rule the world with those planes. And it's because of people like Navman, my father, and those of you whoever else has served in the military. I never served in the military. My dad talked me out of it when I got done talking to the recruiter. He had a nice, long 2-hour conversation with me and convinced me that, you know what, if you don't do that, because you have too much more going for you. And lo and behold, later on, I was able to serve our community as a police officer for 23 years before retiring. And I don't regret any of it. So while you're still gathering, we have Seth has joined us. Greetings, my friend. Greetings.
Seth, how you doing, brother?
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. So Navman.
Yeah.
What made you join the Navy?
Try to make a long story kind of short. I grew up working tough, like hard. I'm the youngest of 7, and my old man, one of his good friends, was a plumber. And at 9 years old, I sweat soldered my first copper pipe, and I was hooked to the plumbing business. That's what I did for 9 years old. I mean, I don't even know if he paid me or how he paid me, or if he just freaking my old man paid me to do it.
You got a candy bar and a soda every now and then.
I don't know, but by the time I was a master plumber before I could drink legally. I had that many hours attached to it, and but the thing is, by the time I turned 21 years old, I crawling underneath all the crawl spaces and stuff. I was having a hard time getting up in the morning. It was, and I told my old man, I'm just like, dude, I don't know how I can't see myself doing this till I'm 50 or 60 years old, And he goes, well, there's a military option. And my old man was Army. He was a warrant officer, and one of the few Army warrant officers in freaking Korea, because he was a Native American. They just made a spot for a Native American, right?
Yeah.
And he said, just tell them you're white. Just make sure that's the only thing. That's the only advice I'm going to give you. Just tell them you're white, because he was treated a certain way because of his ethnicity. So, the thing about it is, it really ended up being a blessing in disguise on my side, because it was more of a minority than any minority, in reality. And I just loved it. Once I got in there, both my brothers, I'm the youngest of 7, like I said, so I have 3 brothers. One brother did not serve, but my eldest brother retired from 20. And then my second eldest brother had 4 years as well, and I did 25. So combined, we had 49 years of service. And I'm not sure I can be more proud of that more than I am proud of my own.
Yeah.
Just a family business.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And but before we go on, first responders though. Yourself, right? Jet, dudes like that. While I was away from the country doing everything, I counted on you dudes, and you took care of me. So I want to tell you all from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys.
Thank you. And you have a nephew. You have a nephew that's a police officer in Indiana, correct? State trooper.
He's a captain in my hometown police department. Okay.
Oh, he's a captain.
Yes.
That's not a cop. That's not.
Well, I mean,
I kid because usually when you get to a certain point of rank in law enforcement, it's like you're a pencil pushing, paper pushing kind of guy.
No,
but there's some agencies that captains actually get out and do stuff.
He stays on the road. He refuses to be in.
Yeah, there's some people you just can't take it out of them.
He's only your size. He's only your size, and he's absolutely the same kind of guy you are, which is fair. But when you get out of the car to go walk up to somebody's window, they have a certain level of respect just based on your freaking stature. You know? Even though they are really the nicest guy in the world, you know.
My partners always referred to me when we were on calls as you probably shouldn't have done that to that officer kind of guy.
Probably should not have done that. Exactly.
Yeah. So, hey, how'd you become a Raider fan?
Born that way.
Okay.
So my old man played like low-level college football at San Mateo College with John Mack.
Okay.
So when I was born with a 77 jersey laid across, and all you could see was my head. That was it in the picture when I was born. So
what a coincidence. That's all we see now. Was your head.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, so when you were in the military, did you ever notice Raider Nation was in the military with you?
Oh, God. Yeah. It was everywhere. Bro.
It was everywhere? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't go anywhere. But it was more of a no matter what deployment or what ship you went on, there was always this depending on where you were at. So if I was deploying out of the West Coast on a carrier, there was Raider stuff everywhere. It was Raiders this, Raiders that, right? But you deploy off the East Coast, then you're kind of the minority as a Raider fan. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Being in aviation, all the planes came from all over the country.
Yeah. Did you ever rock Raider gear while you were on the base or on duty?
Oh God, yeah. And I didn't care. I didn't care who cared.
Well, you guys sometimes your commanding officers would give you a little leeway depending on what kind of day it was.
Yep. I'll give you a 2002 example. So I was a E6. I was in charge of the electrical shop. Just to give you guys a perspective, the nose to tail on or stern to bow on an aircraft carrier is about 3 or 4 football fields long. Okay, so my commanding officer's stateroom in 2002 was about 3/4 of the way back. My shop was about 2 shops from the front. When the Buccaneers and Raiders Super Bowl was happening, they turned the ship around because the satellite dish could not rotate enough to keep a good feed for the game, and everybody shut down the ship to watch the Super Bowl. It was like we're going to shut down, we're going to watch the Super Bowl. So my commanding officer, when Derek Brooks picked that ball off to pretty much end it, my commanding officer in a flight suit, comes running all the way up to my shop, pops open my shop door, and everybody's getting ready to pop to attention, and he zips down his freaking flight suit and throws open his freaking Derek Brooks jersey at me. Got you! We got you! Thanks for Gruden! And off he rolls back down. I mean, this dude literally ran from 3/4 of the ship away just to do that.
Yeah.
So that's a memorable experience. And I talk to this dude all the time. I'm like, that is memorable. That is memorable. Not fun, but memorable.
Who was the Raider when you first became a fan?
The Raider, when I actually started following it, or I just kind of, so there was a period of time, when you're a kid and you're just wearing Raider stuff for no reason whatsoever. You know what I mean? When you're like a 5-year-old, you have no idea. To be perfectly honest with you, Lyle Alzado was probably the very first Raider that got my attention because my dad was so big about Lyle Alzado. You know what I mean? So that's probably the first. And then really when it got to me was like 80, 81, where the Raiders were just feared by everyone. And kind of, I wasn't really, I played football, don't get me wrong. And I played it, I played football all the way up to my sophomore year. I got hurt and it took me out of baseball. So I stopped playing football, but it, just that pure tenacity of ever be on a team. Howie Long at that point, you know, when I'm, you know, that those guys, you know, I mean, and then you roll a little bit further into Charles Woodson. Timmy Brown is the one that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart because that dude did not come to the team till what, the year after we won the Super Bowl in 83, 84. I mean, come on, bro.
Actually, 88. He joined the team in 88. Yeah,
Okay.
It was a few years after that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. It's kind of like, and he spent all that time.
Yeah, I always said that Tim Brown had Rich Gannon for at least 8-9 years as his running mate. No. If he would have had Gannon for 8 or 9 years versus just 3.5, 4 years, I think he would have had more. I think it would have been easier to push him in the first ballot. But man, he caught touchdowns from 29 different quarterbacks in his career.
He did, and
that's insane.
That's why I hate it for Timmy Brown. And the thing about it is, everybody's like, you know, when it comes down to Max, like now, it's like, well, we want him to be a Raider forever. Well, look, Marcus Allen wasn't a Raider forever.
Yeah,
Timmy Brown was forever.
Yeah, we're gonna get more into the Raiders' legacy later on in the show.
No, later on the show. My point. You asked me kind of like where it all like rolls. But so, Rich Gannon, I thought if we had Rich Gannon a lot earlier, that would have been a game changer.
So getting back to the chat real quick. God Family Raiders for Life. Thank you for coming in, brother. Frankie Weber, my guy. Thanks for coming in, man. David Zahn, 6911. Thank you for coming in. Must be one of Bob's. He's saluting Bob, but I'll salute you. Hey, my middle name is Robert. Does that count? My dad's name was Bob.
So no excuses. All that are on my channel, no excuses. I sent the same link for mine. I sent that link on IG and I sent his as well. So the subs should be
hit those thumbs up. The thumbs up is what really matters. If you have like 20 people watching and you got 18 guys hit the thumbs up, man, YouTube loves that in their algorithms. They love that. But we're gonna dive a little bit more. Just getting started, people. I mean, if you're sitting eating dinner and don't feel like eating all of it, and you just want a little dessert, hey, we're here just like a cupcake, man. ready to make it sweet and simple. So kind of peeling back a little bit on your military service. The toughest moment in service, and how did your passion for football in and of itself help you mentally to get over that? Or were there any like absorption of where you're having a difficult time in the service with a certain situation and you fell back onto your football mentality to help you get through that?
Yeah, the thing about it is when the struggles started happening, they were more personal ones, like a family one. I lost a daughter in the midst of it, a young one, 4 months, and it was more of a leaning on family thing. But I'll tell you what, just being able to talk Raiders a little bit and being able to see what the heck the Raiders are doing helped a lot. Yeah. Took my mind off the silly shit, and my youngest daughter, which she's my youngest daughter now, the one we lost would have been the youngest, but Cheyenne is a full-blown Raider fan, and she pretty much didn't have a choice either. I did the same thing to her that my dad did to me. Just put a Raiders jersey on her before she even knew what the hell happened, and she stuck with it. So pretty much kind of the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it does matter when you have something to root for, you know, outside of what you're doing for work. And I mean, I hate to say it for work, but it's when you're in the military for a while, you kind of stop thinking about the bullets flying. You stop thinking about getting run over by a jet. You stop thinking about getting blown off the flight deck into the ocean, and you more just kind of start going into like a automatic mode. And when that happens, that's when it gets scary. When you're automatic, these things need to scare you all the time. The Raiders kind of kept me out of that a little bit, where I could just kind of come off a deployment and just watch a season or whatever, and just let me kind of refocus back on what I'm doing by the time I go back. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if that answers your question, I'm not sure if that did.
There's no wrong answer with these questions, my friend. No wrong answer. I'm not grading you, and I'm not grading you to scale either. So there's no.
Well, I was waiting for a grade at the end.
Well, so 401 Raider Jeff coming in with a not so super chat. I was eating till I saw Jason's mug and had to stop. Really?
I guess what he means by that.
Apparently, he hasn't looked in the mirror lately.
Well, you know, firefighters and police officers think they're always going to have a jab at each other. I'm just saying.
You got one job. Grab hose, put fire out.
Put fire out.
Yeah. There's a reason. All right, so we're going to transition a little bit here. Those of you that are in the chat, pay attention. There's something about the Raiders brand, really, in all honesty. There's something about the Raiders brand that's built on discipline and edge, correct? Kind of that way. That mirrors what you live every day. And so we, as Raider fans, take a lot of pride in our team. You know, like I said earlier, the most fans of most teams go dormant when the football season is over. We're 365 24/7. And it kind of, I think some of our spouses and family members might think we're a little crazy, but it just, for some reason, it's hard to explain. But I had the luxury of actually taking non-Raider fans with me to the Oakland Coliseum because I had 2 seats, and I would take a guest with me. And a lot of these guys, they weren't Raider fans, but they were football fans, and I would take them to the game, and they were like, "I can see what you mean." Yeah, it's different. It is way different.
Different.
But it's natural, you know. And when we say that, because we always reference the culture and what Al Davis built, and he built that culture, not just the team, not just the brand, but the Raider Nation was birthed off of his commitment to excellence. So those of you guys in the chat, if you want, get your questions in. We're going to start talking current events. But real quick, let me throw. Hey, I'm not Bueno's in the house. Bueno, let me hear you, brother. Let me hear you. We got you.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, gotta stop right there. Marrying into the nation? I did not hear about this. You and Blue are getting married?
Uh-oh.
I did not know that. There's an engagement? When's the date? I'll be there. When is it?
You're going to be there when the engagement happens or the marriage?
No, I'll be there when the wedding happens, obviously.
That's kind of weird. I've never been there for the engagement. We'll be there for the wedding.
We're here for the engagement, apparently. David's saying.
Oh, he was one of those sweet Valentine romantic ones that proposed.
Oh, he was just a roommate up until what he just said.
All right. So today, today kind of kicked off a little bit of the combine, as far as we had some press conferences and some interviews and things like that, and we had the John Spytek press conference, which I truly believe was the most politically correct in which he can do it without sabotaging everything that he's got to get done as a GM in the next couple months. I know he was asked 5 different times, I think it was, about the Max Crosby situation. And he pretty much put it to rest that they've had conversation, they've got communication, daily communication. He's not shopping Max Crosby, but at the same time, just like everything else, anything's for sale for the right price. So that's what it's going to come down to. But do you have any takes? Did you get a chance to watch the press conference at all?
I did. He said exactly what he should have said.
Politically correct. Yeah.
And
excuse me.
And some of the questions were so invalid that, where it's like, what are you asking? We're at the combine, crying out loud. There was like what do you see for the future of the Raiders or whatever? There was one that was asked that he just like pointed to the next person. He's like, come on.
Well, there are some people that hold credentials on our media, from our media, the Raiders media in the South, that probably shouldn't have those credentials. It's just like, well, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? The question, right. What are you talking about?
We're talking about now.
Yeah,
what are you thinking?
I mean, Hondo, you're a nice guy, Hondo, but come on.
Yeah, Hondo, come on, bro. You were doing pretty good for a few years, bro. But you need to come on, bro. You need to come up with some better shit than what you're doing now, man. Because I mean, that stuff's.
So the current configuration of our roster, which I absolutely believe is going to get reworked quite a bit.
March 12th.
But using the current roster construction, what is the biggest strength of this current roster that you see? It should be a real quick answer.
Tight end room's great.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
Yes.
Next question is going to be another one that should be fairly simple. Does this team have enough leadership?
Not yet.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Not yet. It's pretty easy.
Devin Lloyd would be amazing. Just saying.
So when we get into the free agency portion, we'll talk about. There's a lot of wish lists in this free agency.
Oh yeah.
And I think we can address some of our needs pretty quickly in free agency. I'm going to go back to the press conference, and he was asked about Geno Smith, and his response was like almost like music to my ears. What I heard. I have not talked to him since the end of the season, but I'm sure we're going to talk here real shortly.
Right.
Real shortly means March 11th. We're probably going to have a conversation before March 11th.
Conversation about March 10th. Yeah.
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 Hey, anybody on this team have any of that Navy style accountability?
Yeah.
Not the actual, the way the Navy is constructed and the way it's supposed to be as under our current leadership.
I don't know yet. Genty is one that takes a lot of accountability.
He comes from a military background.
He does. Another one is Max takes a lot of accountability too. He always says he needs to be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
You can take off all the freaking other social media stuff But he literally does. And I'll tell you what, the accountability, Mark Davis is not afraid to take the accountability. Even though he doesn't know football, he's not afraid of taking the accountability for what's happened in the last 10, 15 years. He's not afraid to do that. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to tell you what, Adam Butler's a dude that impresses me.
Mm-hmm.
That dude impresses me. He takes accountability as well. I think our younger players are buying into that stuff. Like
Jonah Lalalu. Jonah Lalalu actually was consistent and he played fairly well last year.
He did. Tonka in the short time he got, he was up in the backfield.
He looked pretty good the last couple games.
So
got some good reps in.
Accountability, in my opinion, is this. From my standpoint, when you talk Navy, you asked me about how it's a Navy thing. You cannot do crap unless everybody is accountable to one another. Not necessarily a common goal, but they got to be, the goal is there, but if you're not accountable to one another, then that goal's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true on the law enforcement side of things is the whole squad has to be held accountable as a collective, not as individuals.
Exactly. And if you can't look left and right and be like, both these dudes have my back, then there's a problem.
And the standard of accountability has to be the same across the board. You can't hold one person accountable at one level and another person at a different level. That's not equal.
Yeah, people got to understand that responsibility and accountability are two different things.
Exactly. Let me check in with the chat real quick, see if we got anything going on over here. David G, obviously an Eagles fan, but I'm pretty sure if the Oakland Coliseum was still rocking and we took you to Oakland Coliseum, you would probably be changing colors fairly soon. Although Eagles fans are pretty passionate. They are pretty passionate. So,
back in the day, when is it? What was the name of the stadium? Was it MetLife?
No, Veterans Stadium.
Veterans Stadium. That joint was like the Coliseum.
It had the nastiest playing surface in the whole NFL.
An aluminum trough, shit like that. Kind of the same idea. Huge tailgate on the way in. Couldn't hold a ton of people.
Yeah. David. They called it the Vet. We called it Veteran Stadium. The Vet.
The Vet.
It definitely was rocking though. When it was live, it was live.
I mean, there's only a few teams that you can kind of put in that actual mold of like the Coliseum, the Vet. And I think I just mentioned another one a minute ago, but I'm old and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. So anyways, for all of you guys in the chat right now, we're rocking about 17 to 20 people at any given time, 25 people in here. Hey, hit those like buttons, man. If you can get me over at least 12 likes today, get my subscribers up. Hey, we're rocking because I'll bring in more content, more fans like Navman coming on. We've already had Darth Raider was one of our first guests. I plan on bringing him and his brother back on because we had a little bit of a technical snafu when he was on. We've figured out what caused that, and then we're gonna get him back on. Hopefully, somewhere around August or September, maybe the week before opening day. We'll see. But also, too, if none of you guys, if anybody's in here and they're not subscribed to Navman's channel, go in the description. I'm running it in the ticker right now if you want to copy it down. But if you want to just do a click real quick, go into just your YouTube description, click on it right there. It's in the description. Have at it and have fun. And like I said, don't be a hoe. Let's share this show. Getting back to where we're supposed to be in our topics.
Go ahead.
Do you think we're tough enough up front, or does this team play, or do you think this team plays angry enough? I didn't see any emotion last year, and the year before there were occasions of emotion, but I think a lot of people were standing around waiting for somebody to make a play, and usually I never really saw the actual emotional aspect, unless Brock Bowers made some circus catch or something, and then we would kind of see the sideline be a little, hands in the air and people hooting and hollering. But for the most part, like I went to a game not last year, but the year before in 2024, I went to a game. It looked like a morgue down there on the sideline, and that was in the first quarter. That's like, come on. Now, I know some of it, you're the home team and you look up in the stands and it's 70% of piss yellow towels waving around. That would make me mad too. But you know what? There's only one way to fix that, guys.
Got to win.
You get paid to win. You get paid to win.
You go win, the fans will come.
Yeah. All right. So, having said that, there are some people that are going to be retained on the roster that we need to keep our eye on, correct?
805. 805's in now.
What did you just call me? Well, I didn't call you. Did I call you? I didn't call him. In fact, I even forgot about 805. Hey, if anybody has ever watched his show, it's pretty good. Especially when he has Severe and Chris protect the show. Good stuff. Good stuff. But
not great stuff. It's
I know Jeff is saying here 15 minutes till the President of the United States State of the Union address.
Okay, whatever.
Unfortunately, this is my union right now, and you ain't got to hate, and everybody can love me.
Yep.
So
I didn't.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. One of these days, I want to hook up with him on a live on the show and see.
Same. I'm the same.
He's got a funny bone. I know he's got a funny bone. We just got to get it out of him.
Oh, but I mean, you get him on video, like out in the open when he's had a few in him. He's just tank top, just rolling around, freaking dancing like a white man, even though he is.
If I saw him in person, I'd put him up on my shoulders and walk through the crowd with him up on my shoulders. we would party like it was 1999. There's no doubt about that. All right. So, of all the players that we are going to retain, what's the one player you think needs to step up right now?
I have two, actually.
Okay. Go with two. And the first one don't count.
Malcolm Kuntz. Fact.
Okay.
I think he's already done it, but I think he can go even bigger is Adam Butler.
Okay.
Big about the defense on the defensive side. What we've seen and what we saw changing a little bit as things changed across the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Butler is the dude's I don't know how you replace Adam Butler. I really don't.
He is a workman,
and
he basically represents in that interior defensive line what we expect. Somebody that's going to bring his lunch pail every day to work and give us the best. Even on his bad days, he's not going to quit on us.
Nope.
And he's had some bad days, but he still would make a play or two later on in the game, and not, he's not a burden. I can tell you that he is not a burden. And I would really, in all honesty, say he's probably our most important piece on defense, more important than Max.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm talking from a fundamental standpoint.
Okay.
From a fundamental standpoint, and one who doesn't crave the accolades. He doesn't crave the superstardom aspect of it, but like I said earlier, he's a bring your lunch pail to work every day and does what and puts the work in. And Max trusts him, that which is good. That I mean, he trusts him. So
I can I respond to that?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. That Adam Butler is probably the centerpiece of the interior of that defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I would be a little bit shocked and a little pissed off if the Raiders turned Adam Butler loose.
Like release him or trade him?
Yeah, I would be a little pissed off about that.
That would probably I'd probably get more mad at that than if they traded Max Crosby.
Yeah, Max Crosby would be because somebody just gave an outlandish number, and I'd be okay with it.
Man.
You know what I mean? Because edge rushers, you can go find them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, edge rushers don't grow on trees.
No, but you can go find them now. They seem to be everywhere.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I guess I wanted to say this about Max would be this. There's a difference between an edge rusher and a defensive end. An edge rusher is Trey Hendrickson. So all he does is run up the field and chase a quarterback. Once that's done, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now Max tends to be able to peel around inside and stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
He's a true defensive end. That's why it's 10 sacks a year. It's not 22. But Myles Garrett's that same guy, but had 22 last year, and he's that same dude. So when I start comparing those, and people start comparing Myles Garrett and Max Crosby, I'm like, it's not even close. Max Crosby is freaking Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, right, of defensive ends. And Max Crosby is maybe, say, Allen Iverson, some shit like that in the NBA. You know what I mean? It's not even a comparison between the two. Myles Garrett is far beyond what Max Crosby is. They do the same thing, but Myles Garrett's better at both of them. So when people try to compare the two of them, I don't see the comparison. Is Max great? Yes, he is. Great.
Chewy, welcome. Chewy, thanks. A great show the other night with the 1 to 1,000 that had us all. That was some funny stuff in that chat. That was funny.
Yeah,
we had a great time. Chewy's throwing his shorts out there too as well. If anybody go to Chewy's Raider coverage, click on his subscribe to him. He started about this time last year himself, and he's already at 500 subs. He's cooking. It's got great stuff, and hopefully one day we can meet up. We can meet up online do a live together and put a little flair into some of this stuff that we do.
Hey, GFAM, can you put Jess's link in the chat, at least on my end, and then switch over to Jason's and throw it in there? I don't know if you can, because I don't know if you're a mod over there. You can throw it in there.
Mine's real easy, at Raiders First Downs. Just type that into the URL bar and it should take you right to my channel. So we're clicking along here. Seth, thanks for joining, Seth. I want Adam Butler to be a Raider for life. I totally agree. I think he's right up there with the Otis Sistrunks and the who's some other ones that we had that were longtime interior defensive linemen. Not much of a Greg Townsend, because Greg Townsend was a sack artist. He got a lot of sacks, and but somebody that you could really depend on in the interior offensive. When that linebacker lines up in the hole next door to him, they know that number 69 is going to take care of business.
Adam Butler is going to get nothing but better, and he is not. He's still a youngster. He's still young.
Okay. Moving on. Do you? It's kind of a quick back question, but I'm gonna throw it at you anyways. Are we building something real, or are we still missing an identity?
Are we building something real or what?
Are we still missing our identity?
Oh, our identity's been missing for a long time.
No.
I think it's we're building the identity back.
Yeah.
And I think JPJ is going to be a big part of that.
Yeah.
That nasty freaking dude. Just being nasty. I don't care. This coming year, if he doesn't have, I put him back at center. Because when you do, I want to see that dude do what he was doing at center. He goes up, smashes the dude in front of him, smashes the guards dude, and then smashes the other dude, looks for more dudes to smash, and has referees going, hey, I'm going to throw a penalty flag on you. And he's like, for what? You know, that's what I want. I want his mentality spread across that offensive line. That's what I want. And that's a start right there. You get dogs in the building and you get a dog pack.
I think the generation that we're at and the state of the Raider Nation with the type of teams and even the fans that we have now that are, you know, we have a whole generation of fans that hasn't seen these guys win. And I really truly think at some point, I think that the team itself is going to be it's not going to be the same as what it was when me and you were younger.
Oh,
but
sure.
It's still going to be a winning culture, right? So it's going to be something a little bit different. It might be, you know, we always talk to, you know, renegade versus finesse, you know, blah, 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 back and forth. I really, truly think that we can probably get into that finesse style and go from there. Let's run out some chat real quick. Chewy's got Raiders covered, or no, this is Chewy's channel.
It's
God family and whatnot.
Chewy's out there.
Yep. So then we got Blackheart emoji. Thank you, sir. JPJ is a dog. I agree. I think he is a dog. There's no doubt about it. But there's
put the thing on. Put the cap on, bro.
Well, yeah, put the guardian cap on. Help yourself a little bit, you know. As far as we're concerned, I wouldn't be embarrassed to wear it. If it was a necessity, wear it.
There's big dogs all over the freaking NFL wearing that stuff.
Yeah. So I thought he was human. So now, man, I'm gonna bring you into your Navy veteran perspective here.
Oh no,
a little bit more, and we're gonna just kind of this is real quick. This is painless. It's, do you value culture greater than talent?
Yes.
Do you value discipline greater than flash?
Yes.
Okay. Those are some characteristics that are fairly important because if you look at our history, a lot of our successful teams were not flashy. It was grit. It was discipline. It was culture.
You notice I didn't hesitate.
No, and that's the way that segment is supposed to be. So we're gonna parlay into segment 3. Segment 3. Are you there? I hear you. Staying with your veteran perspective and your service in the military, what does the brotherhood mean in the Navy?
Well, you look left, right, forward, and backward, and you can expect that you're going to be able to count on everyone around you.
Mm-hmm.
In case you make a shitty decision, they are going to have your back. You know, regardless of whether it's in wartime, whether it's working on a jet, whether it's this, they're not going to be afraid to tell you, dude, bro, regardless of who you are, whether you're, say, put it in an NFL term, a rookie or second year guy, or you're that Pro Bowler or whatever, you get in that room with those people have your back all the time. And that's what's been missing, I think, with the Raiders for a long time, is that mindset. You gotta be able to take care of each other.
Mhm.
You gotta work as a team, and you gotta care about the dude next to you.
No.
Gotta care. Like they're family.
Yeah. So we talked a couple minutes ago, what like I was talking about as well, and the question that I just posed and what you were talking about, you're going to transition into this right quick because it's going to be all inclusive. Do you think today's NFL still has that old school Raider grit? Do you think
today's entire NFL? No. But the ones that do, but the ones that show out a little bit more than others that have that are the ones that win Super Bowls every year.
Yeah.
I look at it that way. Look at the last 5 Super Bowls. Not flashy, not necessarily flashy, just a bunch of dudes that were taking care of each other and making plays when it mattered, taking care of one. Is this a coincidence that we're talking about the same thing in the last 5 years? That's exactly what we're seeing. I mean, you're putting yourself in a mindset of getting shot at, and you're putting yourself in a mindset of taking care of your brothers, taking care of your family. You know, it's not about you. If it's not about you, you do better.
Yeah, one of the things that I see, especially with the NFL today, is getting away from what really how the football game in and of itself is built. And I see a lot of, and this, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Establishing the run, stopping the run is the core component of being a successful football team. Period. The end. Full stop. Clip that. Because right now, as we speak, had the Buffalo Bills stuck to the run game in the second half, and I'm talking about, where you're doing 2 things. One, you're gaining yards, gaining first downs, and you're changing the profile of the timing and scoring of how many possessions you're going to get, whether or not you're going to be successful in those possessions, and so on and so forth. You just had a running back that rushed for 70 yards in the first quarter. He puts the ball on the ground one time. Okay, punish him for a series, get his butt back out there, and you start feeding him again. Because I wholeheartedly think that if they would have stuck to the run game, Sean McDermott right now would probably still have a job. And they did that last year against the Kansas City when they played the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm yelling at the screen. Why are you throwing the ball? There's 8 minutes left in the game. You got a 10-point. Why are you throwing the ball? It doesn't make no sense. You got a running back that's clipping 5-6 yards a carry. Keep pounding the rock. Because when the Chiefs got to the Super Bowl against Philadelphia, for my Philadelphia fan out there, this is what I saw. Now, Saquon Barkley only had, about 69 yards rushing off of 30 carries? Not pretty, right? Every one of those runs counted. They made a difference. Because by the time Chris Jones and the boys were ready to put their hand in the dirt and try and rush upfield, they didn't have nearly the energy they had because they've been trying to tackle this boy the whole game. You inside of your arms are burning a little bit. Your forearms are burning a little bit. Your wrists and your hands are burning a little bit. Your feet, your thighs, those are all burning. And when you get that burn built into that defense and they're sucking wind, now you can throw the ball.
Right. Well, so I guess it comes down to this. I guess the question you asked me was, when it comes to the Navy or the military in general, what makes a good team in the military? What makes a good team in the military is when you can look at certain folks and know they got you, no matter what. And David put a comment down here and said, "No, old school NFL's fucking dead. You breathe the wrong way, it's a flag. Also, 2 Super Bowls ago was completely different Super Bowl. We had some flash and grit, but you also could look. But that team could look at each other and had each other's back. That's what won the Super Bowl. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's how it matches the military. That's what Jason asked me. How does it match the military? When you are that guy, when you are that team that has the team over themselves, that's when you win Super Bowls.
Yep.
Ask the Seahawks. Nobody on that team other than Njigba was a freaking, oh my God, dude. Nobody.
Nope.
So, and Kenneth Walker out of nowhere. 1,000-yard rusher, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Well, when you're splitting carries with Charbonnet, you're not going to.
And he didn't have his running mate, Charbonnet.
Yeah,
So,
but he stepped up and filled that void.
And he ends up the MVP.
Yeah.
I mean,
ran great. He ran great in that game. Ran great. All of his yards counted. Kept the sticks moving.
Yard counted.
You
and
know,
guess what they did? They kept running the football.
Yeah, David, I agree with you. Old school NFL is dead. You breathe the wrong way, it's a flag. Also, 2 Super Bowls ago was a completely different Super Bowl. We had some flash and grit. There was the Eagles did have some flash and grit in their
but that's the point. But they could look at each other and still they had each other's back. So still the same concept. The teams that win Super Bowls over the last 5 years have been those dudes that had each other. It was about the team. It wasn't about them.
No.
That's all. In answer to your question, when it's about the team and not about you, you win a Super Bowl.
That's absolutely what I'm doing for you, David. This is absolutely. Yeah.
It breaks off. And thank you for that, man. That was amusing, bro.
Yeah.
Amusing.
Anything to beat the brakes off the Queefs, man, we'll take it. And we just, I just love that Eagles team that year before last they were special. That was a special Eagles team, and they were good last year too. But you know what? Sometimes coming off of a Super Bowl win, you got different variations that kick in. Certain people get an injury or something, and they're not.
They can't keep an offensive coordinator for more than a year.
Well,
it's another thing. I mean, they're constantly changing their offense. I mean, it's so. I mean,
you should never change. You should never change Saquon Barkley's path to greatness ever.
No.
When you talk generational talent, he's generational talent. That's generational talent.
That's your definition right there.
That's your definition of generational talent right there.
Yep.
So. But hey, let's move on. Let's get a little power through this a little bit. Hey, what defines a true Raider fan?
Are you asking?
Yeah, I'm asking you. The chat could chat in on it too. What defines a true Raider fan? Tell me.
The definition of a true Raider fan is one that became a Raider fan, and regardless of win loss, you're still there. No matter what. Win, lose, draw, through all the thick and thin, you're a Raider fan. You decided that or had decided for you when you were born, and you stay that way. Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
That defines a Raider fan.
When it comes to a Raiders player, is loyal. When we look now, we've worked on we kind of know what a Raider fan is, what a true Raider fan is through thick and thin. You're absolutely right. Win, lose, or tie, Raiders till we die. I mean, it's as simple as that. And but having said that, when it comes to a Raiders player, not a fan, but a player. Is the loyalty to the team earned or given?
Earned.
Do we give that player the loyalty?
It's earned.
You got to earn it. I wholeheartedly agree. And that's why I say right now, as we speak today, Max Crosby is a Raider. When we go 20 years, if we trade him this year to another team 20 years down the road, I will still consider him a Raider.
Yes.
I really do, because he poured his heart and soul into this franchise no matter what. So
several players. DC never won us much of anything, but he poured his heart and soul into the sheet.
Yep.
He'll always be a Raider. Always.
Yep.
When people say, I want to retire a Raider when they're like 3 or 4 years in, which Max said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said that like 4 years, right? When he got his first contract. The thing about it is, typically that does not happen. It just doesn't.
Not in today's NFL.
Not many Raiders can say. Not many Raiders players can say they were a Raider only. I'm just saying. So,
even our greatest of legends didn't end their career with us.
Exactly.
I can, like Kenny Stabler. I remember that trade when they traded for Dan Pastorini and Kenny King. We traded Kenny Stabler and Dave Casper to the Oilers. It was like, it was kind of a gut punch. I remember my dad was like, man, what are they doing? Because Dan Pastorini had that coveted cannon arm. Yeah. But good God, he couldn't think of his way out of a wet paper bag.
Well, this right here has got to be the first thing you think about with a quarterback. Yeah. Right here, the mind's got to be the first
thing. Big Roz, one word: loyalty.
Yeah, one word: loyal.
Yep, they provide the loyalty to the Shield. We provide the loyalty back, and it's got to be, and it's earned. It's just not. You just don't walk in, put the uniform on today, and then expect us to carry you the rest of the way. Be right
back. My dog is scratching on the shop door.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey. So if anybody's in the chat and they want to answer up on that, define your loyalty. What is loyalty? And then how do you earn it? Yeah, family. Yeah, and Sacktown, for us that come from that spent a lot of time at the Oakland Coliseum and during the tailgates out in the pre and post game parking lot. You're absolutely right. The Raider Nation is a family. Literally, I can go to the grocery store and see another guy with the Raider hat on, and within less than a second, we are striking up a conversation. Just expressing how important a team really is to us, and I like knowledgeable conversations with a lot of them, but sometimes you get guys that are they're diehard Raider fans. Don't get me wrong, but they really don't focus on the ins and outs of it.
Ardell, welcome aboard.
Welcome, Ardell.
Didn't get a chance to say, hey, brother. How are you?
Thanks for coming in. Once again, hey guys, if you're in here, hit those like buttons, man. Hit those like
brothers there. Jason, we were talking about military and what it means to build a team. Mm-hmm. These dudes can tell you too.
Yep.
About it.
Yep. So now we're back onto the military. After 25 years in uniform, what does it mean wearing the silver? What does wearing the silver and black mean to you?
Damn. I wish you would have asked me that question so I could prepare for it.
This isn't an open book test.
It means the same as it always did, except for one thing. Now that I'm retired, this is my team.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed a little bit. Yeah. Once I'm retired from the military, now I have a team that I've always been a fan of. Now it's kind of mine. and I'm kind of treating it the same way I did as when I was in the military, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Ardell has in the chat here. Ardell, some guys just rock the silver and black. And I'm going to take what he said and say, and then there are some of us that just believe that that's all we have is silver and black. I mean, any color combination that I ever think of starts with black and ends with silver. I mean, the walls painted in my room here, they're gray, not silver, because I didn't want that sparkly stuff. But they're still gray with a lot of black. And then we're going to come in here with Big Ross 42 as a fan. Loyalty is being there for the team no matter how bad we are. Never being afraid to support our gear and always ready to yell Raiders.
Raiders.
So that's where we're at with this. I mean, I'll be quite honest with you. There's a lot of fans from other teams. They don't buy their swag; they rent it. I'm serious. You can go to the pro sports clothing store nearest you in the morning. If the 49ers are in the Super Bowl, go there in the morning. You'll see people lined up buying 49ers gear. Then come back in the afternoon after they lose that Super Bowl, and it's the same line of people returning the 49ers gear. They don't buy it, they just rent it.
Or throwing them in a fire or whatever and putting a video online that they're dumping the one they just bought this morning.
Yeah.
In the fire. Ardell's throwing some freaking stuff out there.
Oh, he's spamming. Hey, Ardell, let me catch up with you real quick. Big Roz is throwing a shout out to you. Ardell coming in here, glad to be home and alive.
That's
important.
That dude is a freaking full blown freaking lifer, freaking military guy that's retired, retired officer. Yep. And he been through a minute. He's been through a minute, yeah. And he's just glad to be home and alive, and he just appreciates the fact that he can be a part of a team, even as a fan. I think I know I'm speaking for you right now, but be a part of the team, as a fan, and have that without getting shot at, which is kind of cool, And that's a big deal for a military guy.
Yeah, 49ers are the biggest poser fans. And coming from the Central Valley, California, it's like 50-50 Raider fans, Niner fans. And I tell you what, man, after a while, you're just like, they want to throw stones at us. And it's like, come on. Your stadium's named after a pair of jeans. Get real, okay?
That's Levi. Come on, Levi.
From every Reese, creed, and financial background you can expect. Yeah, some of our super fans, believe it or not, are very there was one guy at the Oakland Coliseum, he dressed up. I'm trying to think of what character he dressed up as, but he was a doctor.
Hellraider was another one as well.
Uh-oh.
Oh crap! Now that's cool, but Furpo expects something from me every time he does that. So Furpo has like 97 jobs. He's hardly ever off work. So anytime he throws Raiders in on my channel, if I may, I got to give him a shout out. Let me clear my throat here.
Come on, Nancy, spit it out
for you, baby. Oh, Raiders! There you go, Furpo. Gotcha. You know, You know I'm going to give that to you. You know that. You're a working fool, bro. Working fool.
Yeah.
Out there freaking making that paper.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Donuts Duncan, hey, hope you're feeling better, partner. Get well soon. We got to get back together, get to work.
Oh, nice.
The Chargers rent fans. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. I think you can count all the real Charger fans on one hand.
Well, that's when a Raider game's a true Raider game is in SoFi.
It was like that at that Jack Murphy Stadium too. We go down there and it was like this is all silver and black.
These days, there's a SoFi game against the Chargers. It's blacked out. The Chargers don't have any chance.
Yeah.
Purple says, hell yeah.
Alrighty, Mr. Nav Man.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Rapid fire questions.
Yes, sir.
One word. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Favorite Raider of all time?
C-Dub.
Charles Woodson?
Yep.
Okay. Favorite all-time Raiders game?
Believe it or not, the Super Bowl 2002.
Really? As long as you've been a fan, that one?
Yeah, it should.
You were alive with the other ones.
The reason why is because it meant more to me than any other one did. Because the last we won, I was 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It meant more to me then. And played our ass off, even though we got freaking, it was stumped the chump because we gave our freaking coach,
mm-hmm.
And who in the hell would have guessed that the Bucs were going to go to the Super Bowl, for crying out loud? They never had been. So it was one of those where I was like, yeah, I would say that one right there for me.
All right. Well, now what is the most painful loss that you've ever experienced?
That same one. Same one.
Okay.
Same one.
All right. So I'm going to answer these questions on my side.
Okay.
Favorite Raider of all time is Howie Long.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was my generation when I was growing up. From the time I was in the second grade till I was a senior in high school. Well, I graduated in 90, and yeah, so all through high school, I even wore the neck roll my jersey.
Yep.
The only thing was they wouldn't let me wear. I couldn't have number 75 because that belonged to. I was an underclassman when I started on varsity, and the senior had 75 already. So I went with 70, Scott Davis. Shout out to Scott Davis, the greatest mullet of all time underneath the helmet. He was wearing number 70 at the time. So I'll do number 70, and then I just kept it my senior year. I didn't want to change because my mom had the buttons, and my son is number 70 and all that good stuff. So I just kind of kept it. So it still was. I still like the number 70. It still looked good on me. Favorite all-time Raider game was the AFC Championship game against the Tennessee Titans. You want to talk about the most explosive, loudest that stadium has ever been, and it all got warmed up with Metallica out in the parking lot and just carried right into the stadium. It was almost like we got into the stadium, me and my partner, we got in the stadium, we sat down, and they were out just warming up, practicing the field goals and whatnot, and it was loud.
Raiders.
It was loud. You have no idea. My second favorite time as a fan, and I'm not going to use it as the game specifically because I can't exactly remember who we were playing. But we went into the stadium and this is right after Eric Turner had passed away. And we went into the stadium and there was a moment of silence for him. And then after the moment of silence, everybody started cheering Eric. And I swear the sound resonated all the way to the heavens up in the sky. And it was like, wow, you talk about powerful. Now, my most painful loss is I'm going to go back to 1990 with our loss to the Buffalo Bills in 1990. Well, it would be January of 91 when we lost to the Buffalo Bills. And that was right after Bo Jackson got hurt. And we as Raider fans, it was being reported he's got a hip pointer. He might play. Well, he didn't play in the game. And we went from having a dominant run game to we're going to have Jay Schrader drop back and throw it 50 times. Well, guess what? That don't work with Jay Schrader.
It doesn't work well.
Him and passing the ball was not. He was a dude. He had the most beautiful handoff. But, after that, it was all downhill with Jay Schrader.
Amazing.
Yeah, but he can sling it. He had that prototypical arm that Al Davis loved, man. He could throw it. He could throw it 195 yards downfield. There is no doubt about it. And sometimes he'd hit Willie Gault in stride or Mervin Fernandez in stride, and it was a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong.
Same thing with Hostetler would freaking launch one from time to time.
Yeah, everyone. But it seemed like with Jay Schrader, we tried to throw that pass a little too much. There was a little. I mean, I think our receivers got tired of running 50-yard sprints after the first quarter.
Right. It's like
that's pretty much all they were doing.
I should run the ball from time to time so we can take it.
We still had Marcus Allen in the backfield.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
but that's not Bo Jackson at that time. So.
Yeah. And another thing too is we never built our defensive line to absorb a fast pace. When they ran that K gun with the very fast repetition. Semi no huddle to semi no huddle type offense, and Howie Long and Greg Townsend and Bill Pickel, they're over there before they can even get their win back. The next play was coming, and it made it. After a while, it was like, man, we just can't. They weren't geared or prepared to handle that, and that was another factor. So yeah, the most painful loss was that Buffalo Bills 51-3. I mean, that stung more than what the score actually, because that team was doing good. That was a good football team. And then once we got Bo in the middle of the season, it was like, okay, we're gonna do some damage with these guys, because that was the year. Well, I think Bo Jackson he almost had 1,000 yards just in 8 games. I mean, he was killing it.
Yeah. But every time he touched the ball, it was damn near going to the house.
Yeah.
So Jason, I would say that you asked me to tell you that when the chat was getting a little bit heavy, that you probably should.
Yeah. And well, I'm gonna go backwards here. First of all, Avocasi Raider, thanks for coming in. Jeff George had the best arm.
He did. He had a hell of an arm.
I would say so too.
Right.
Yeah, but some people forget that Jay Schrader actually pitched for the Toronto Blue Jays farm team.
Oh, did you really?
Yes. Yeah, I have, and in fact, I actually have his baseball card.
Hell, I played third base for a farm team, and I sucked.
I was on a farm one time, cows and pigs. Ardell, that was a little bit. Remember the performance Marcus Allen put on in the Super Bowl masterpiece in Super Bowl 18? Yes. Super Bowl 18 was phenomenal.
That was
my favorite was Eagles versus Raiders. Yeah, that that was the underdog story of all time for us. How that whole season transpired and what we did. Absolutely. Once again,
can I address David right quick though?
Go ahead.
I promised I was not going to throw F-bombs, but that one right there was you trying to force an F-bomb out. You're not going to get it. Just saying.
Eagles versus Raiders last year. Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll just leave last year alone. Most painful loss will be one you guys likely forgot, but losing to the Lions in 2011 when we had a team had them dead to the rights and we would have booked the playoffs had we won that game. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Almost could have, should have, would have. Yeah. And that was Hugh Jackson. I really think if Hugh Jackson would have won that game and took us to the playoffs, he had probably stayed our head coach, but nah, he lost it. Scott Davis had a hockey hair, no doubt about it. And then his black visor that he'd wear, and he was such a massive human being too. You know,
Jack Hughes in that freaking Olympic match got mashed in the face, lost all his teeth, and won the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's whole new level of toughness, man.
Yeah. So Afakasi, Darren McFadden, and Khalil Mack were my two favorites from my time. Yeah. Those are good ones. Those are good ones.
I got a McFadden jersey signed. Just so you know, it's a signed jersey. I don't show people that very often, but Alfagazi, if you ask, I will take a picture of it for you. Just
I love Texas Can't Lie. They
stinks. I hate them in my Dave Chappelle voice. Man.
Dunkin' Donuts coming in. I can count the Chargers fan on two hands thanks to Rivers' kids. That's funny. Yeah.
It's good, man. Nice one. Okay.
Tried living in Dallas. Ha ha ha. Yeah. I'm sure it's probably a little difficult there. I live across the way from a Dallas Cowgirls fan house, and I am trying to keep my cool. The Cowgirls are equivalent to the 40 Whiners, as far as I call them the red shirt Cowgirls. Yeah. Post Al Davis death game, the divine interception 2011 versus Texans is mine, at least. That was a very emotional game. Absolutely was. Loved it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. But yeah, it was emotional. And you know that team was cooking too that year, man.
Oh, they were cooking.
And then when Jason Campbell broke his collarbone diving in against the Cleveland Browns, I was like, he broke his collarbone. And oh man, typical. Because Jason Campbell was, Michael Bush and Darren McFadden were cooking. Yeah, and Jason Campbell was just rocking it.
And the thing is, he wasn't just running the football; he was throwing laser beams. He played very well.
Ardell says Raiders versus Redskins, his favorite win of all time.
Oh yeah, no question.
And then his favorite Raider of all time is Tim Brown. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. It's a you can't go wrong with Tim Brown. You can't.
Nope.
So yeah. And then, once again, Afakasi with Jeff George had the best arm. I'm really not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that Jeff George had an elite arm. Yeah. He just had issues elsewhere.
He had a lower level brain function.
Yeah.
Just put it that way.
Yeah. So, well, it's been fun. It's been real fun. We've been at it an hour and a half. First and foremost, man, I want to thank you for your service and brother, being a fellow Raider fan. It means something when we see our fellow Raider fans that we're servicemen. It's something we have to do. We got to reinforce the Raider Nation brotherhood. And whether you're in Australia, New Zealand, Greenland, New York, Puerto Rico, wherever you're from, if you're a Raider fan and you bleed silver and black, you're part of that brotherhood. There is no doubt about that. So let's see, who's the biggest draft bust in your opinions? Hands down, it's Jamarcus Russell. Doesn't get any worse than that.
No question, him and Leatherwood.
So, hey, who is LA Crash Dog?
LA Crash Dog's Gunny. He's
I haven't seen him in a while. I remember back in the day we had him
so
on
hey,
your show.
G-Fam, you still in here? You still in there? If you are, put in there saveawarrior.com or .org. He's a retired Marine. He's doing big work for what's called saveawarrior.org. And if you just go there, you can put $1, and that dollar goes to a homeless veteran, homeless, first responder, somebody in need that is a first responder or a military person. So if I may, when you made it about military. So look, if I may, before we bounce out of here, can I call out everybody in here that is a veteran?
You may. The
Okay.
floor is yours.
Okay, so first, Sacktown Raider Mike, Army paratrooper. So back in the day, because he's old as dirt. That dude's old as dirt, but he looks good for as old as he is. Anyway, he's gonna flip me shit for that. Anyway, Ardell is a retired Army officer, I do believe, and he's been through some stuff, and still he's alongside me. The Raiders keep you grounded, having a new team to fight for. And then let's see, there was, who else was in here? Dang it, there was somebody else in here too.
Hey, LA Crash Dog,
Crash Dog.
I see you have a wrench. You're a mod. So if you have a .com URL that you want to post in the chat for anybody to clip and go to, feel free to do so. You're more than welcome to do that.
He has a wrench on my channel.
But yeah, so just go ahead and clip that. Throw it in a chat, and actually, what I'll do is once you do that, go ahead and do that, and once you do it, then I'll clip it and I'll put it in a banner so it's showing.
Saveawarrior.org is easy.
Saveawarrior.org.
Yep,
Okay.
very easy, and it's not just military. It's firefighters, it's nurses, it's paramedics, it's everybody. It's it's police officers, it's first responders, everything.
I served this deed to my lady last night. Does that count? If you need help from saveawarrior.org because of that, then you got more problems than you care to discuss.
And GFAM is the ultimate push on this stuff. Just so you know. He literally is the push on stuff like this stuff.
Yeah.
He may joke around, but with the dude is the ultimate push.
Yeah.
If you noticed, every time that there was something that was important, need to go on there and ask GFAM to post it. That dude is he means it when he says God, family, Raiders for life. He means it in that order.
Yeah,
he does mean it in that order. So
there it is. There's the URL for that, saveawarrior.org. Go there, make a contribution, and tell them that LA Crash Dog sent you.
And, sent you.
Yep. So from the high seas to the black hole, loyalty never dies. Am I correct there, Mr. Navman?
What's that?
I said from the high seas to the black hole, loyalty never dies, does it?
Love that, and absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yes. All you guys that I'm seeing with that chain link on there, every one of you should be subbed to this man Jason as well, because probably won't be the last time I'm on this show. Okay, But I'm going to tell you what, you need to sub for this dude because he's putting on the content that is freaking amazing. We're talking about good stuff, and we're talking about stuff that makes sense. We're not speculating. We're just talking about our team, the nation, this Raider Nation, talking about our team. We're not trying to tell you what's about to happen. We're trying to tell you what could happen. That's all. We're not trying to say we're going to be an expert and be, look, this is what's going to happen. We're not doing that. Okay? To me, it's important because I'm going to be off my show for a while. Because I got a big move coming up, got a lot of stuff going on. But this Tuesday show is always going to be something I'll be available to do. And the Wednesday show with the Wild Wild West, which would be the AFC West, I'll be available for. But my own show, I'm going to have to shut off for a while. You know, we'll get back to it at some point. But I'm going to tell you something. This dude deserves your subs. So, G-Fam, one more time, can you please put that sub in the chat on my side to make sure that these subs happen before we close this thing down? Please do that. G-Fam, I know I'm overworking you, bro, and I know you've been working your ass off all day probably in life, but
gotta be a little careful. He's gonna want a compensation for all this work.
Probably will. Once I get 500 subs, he will get compensation.
Ellie Crouch Dog, thanks for subbing, brother. Appreciate it. And so let me dive into a little bit what I got going on here. Obviously, as you can tell, let's see here. We are. All right. Oh, housekeeping there for a second. Sorry about that, guys. Right. So at the top, please hit those like buttons, subscribe, set your notifications. When you set your notifications, set it to all. Okay. Down at the bottom here, at the bottom, we have what's called, this is the boss's URL for his channel. On Friday nights, he has No Huddle, which is open to all football fans. It's just not exclusive Raider. It's open to all football fans. Chat and phone in. There is a phone number you can call, reach out, and you can call into the show. On Saturday nights, we have started. We've done 2 of them so far, and let me tell you guys, there is nothing funner than having a phone-in show. You can call in. You don't show your face. We don't dox you, your number, your name, or none of that is shown. If you don't even want to give us your name, we won't even go that route. You can just straight come in and start firing away. And let me tell you something. On Saturday night, it gets so live. This last week, we ended up going 3 hours, about an hour longer than what we were anticipating because the phone calls were actually really pretty good. So we're hovering averaging right around 10 calls a show, but we can get that number up. So Raider Nation Voices, Saturday night, you can clip this URL that's in the ticker right there, or subscribe to my channel and set those notifications to all. And then come Saturday night, it is at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And let me, like I said, guys, that when you do the phone-in show and you have 2 guys that are doing it, it is ultimately a blast. And Jeff's a lot of fun to work with, even though he can be a pain in the butt sometimes.
He's good.
He's a lot of fun to work with, and he's helped me kind of get my start going here, and I'm hoping to take it to the next. I'm hoping to take mine to the next level, and I'm bringing donuts with me because if you always need that guy that, and he does a really good job of kind of keeping me in line. You know, even though he's old enough to be my son, he does a pretty good job.
But when you go to work, somebody's got to bring the donuts.
And you know, we all know what 401 Raider Jeff likes. He likes his Dunkin' coffees. He lives on Dunkin'.
Yep.
You know, I mean, when if he ever has to get an IV at the hospital, they just give him 100 cc's of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. He'll be fine. Send him home. It's like aspirin.
If I may, there's one comment from LA Crash Dog about his daughter. You see that one in there?
Daughter's getting married in a week, so I won't be around as much either. Hey, I got one coming up in October, my friend.
Okay. So
daughter's getting married in October.
So Crash Dog, is this the first one? The first marriage? The first one you're walking down the aisle? Let me know on IG or on here. Because I'll tell you what, I'll send you a picture of one of the proudest days I've ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to it.
And I was in uniform. Even though I had just recently retired, she wanted me in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to ask her, does she want that? She may. Just ask her. I asked her, do you want me in uniform or you want me in a tux? What do you want me in? And she goes, I want you in uniform. Yeah. So you might want to ask her that. That's all I'm saying. Because sometimes they're more proud of you than you think they are. Mm-hmm. And they kind of like that stuff. So, so just
alrighty, Nev, man. We have come to the end of the story, the end of the show. It's been a fun one. Great show. I really appreciate you coming on, and we'll touch bases more as the season goes on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, it's an honor, man. It's an honor because it's just, it's what we do as Raider fans. We work together, and you can kind of see that circle of content creators and whatnot, and how it kind of builds itself. And I'm hoping one day. I don't think it's going to be this year. I was going to go to the draft. And then I got told, well, maybe you should go to a game. And then I started digging into, I really need to focus on my daughter's wedding and make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed going forward. So every month we're going to have different steps. Like this month was the wedding dress. So we took care of that, got that done. And then next month is we got to go to the venue and start picking out food sources and stuff like that and start building it all together. And then there's other things, still dealing with, like with my mom, I need to be here with my mom right now, at least for another 6-8 months. So I don't want to go across country. I don't want to go as much as I'm dying to go. And who knows? I might just go, screw it. I'm going. Who knows? It might happen. I know 401 Raider Jeff goes, if you go, I'm not. So that might help out the Raider Nation if I go. Keep them at home. But like I said, from the high seas to the black hole, loyalty never dies. And with our final sign-off, Raider Nation, until next time. Oh, by the way, Nabman, stay backstage. We'll chop it up.
Oh, yeah.
Raider Nation, until next time. Show me your shield, would you?
Cold open, counted out. Yeah, we heard the talk. Cold nights and long losses, still we walk. Scoreboard hurt, but the heart stayed real. Still wear the black, still flash the shield. From Oakland roots to Vegas dust, pain in the season, but we still trust. They say it's over, I say move.